Welcome to the Coach Toolbox. I'm your host, Dr. Ajay Nangalia, a leadership coach and counselor. This channel supports your professional and personal development as a leader with research-based and practice-focused learning. And we bring you the best career and life advice from guests who've been there and done that successfully. And now, our session today.
Let's talk today about dealing with setbacks in life. All of us have to deal with setbacks in our life. Now, some of these setbacks are minor, for example, deadlines that can't be met or plans which are cancelled, finances not coming through, and so on. And for sure, there is an impact of these setbacks, but they are not life-threatening, nor do they destroy you at a deep emotional level. And then there are setbacks which are more serious or intense. This could be a loss of a loved one, or a breadwinner in the family loses their job, or a chronic disease such as cancer, or the loss of property or business, a job, and so on. These setbacks have a much larger and deeper impact, and they are harder to bounce back from, and they leave a deep emotional scar. Now, our ability to deal with setbacks in life at whatever point on the spectrum is essential to bouncing back and getting back on track, developing resilience, learning, growing, and moving on. However, with each setback, there is an emotional upheaval that you and I experience. And depending on the intensity of the setback, it could range from a minor irritation and upset to experiencing the unsettling emotions of the grief cycle. And of course, the time that it takes to deal and heal with the setback depends on where it is on this intensity spectrum. Now, especially for the serious setbacks in life, here are some guidelines that will help us with the healing and recovery process. Remember, there is no magic that can ease away the pain and hurt that comes with serious setbacks. But part of resilience is starting the recovery despite the pain and through it and with it. So our goal in today's conversation is to share wisdom that will enable you and I, and that will encourage us to strengthen ourselves to deal with setbacks before they overwhelm us, and so that we can cope with them effectively. And if you're currently struggling through a setback, then my prayer is that you will be encouraged by our talk to get back on track in the earliest possible time. So the first thing to remember is that a setback is a setback. It's not a personal evaluation of who you are. It's not a report card that says you've failed. It's just a milestone, a station on the journey of life. So first of all, when we experience a setback, we first need to let go of our ego and pride. And I know for a fact that this is easier to say than to do. So don't be too quick to think that this will be easy or that you won't let your ego get in the way. It does get in the way in very subtle ways. Setback happens to each human being. It's part of our human experience, and so there's no shame in experiencing a setback. It's not a sign of personal failure. So let go your ego and pride, and perhaps the first lesson that you and I need to learn is humility. Setbacks happen, and so often there is no one to blame. So step 2 is to stop trying to figure out who to blame, whether it's yourself or someone else or God or nature or the government. Most times blaming is not helpful, nor is it productive. Accept that shit happens, and now it's time to move on and move ahead the best that you can. What this means in practice is that we need to reach out to family and friends for support. We cannot and we should not be alone during setbacks. Let's not let our pride get in the way of reaching out to those who can support us in terms of emotional support or caregiving or building us up and encouraging us or giving us logistical support such as childcare or elder care or even financial support if appropriate. Despite our day-to-day difficulty with family and friends, you will find that when there is a setback, they come through in ways that are possible for them. And most importantly, therefore, we should accept whatever they offer with humility and gratitude, and to accept what each person is able to provide without judgment or expectations or bitterness. Learning to do this may be the most important lesson that this experience is there to teach us. Another important guideline is that it's all right for you to be afraid or angry or sad and so many other emotions that will be part of the setback experience. You don't have to be brave. You can cry and be fearful and upset and angry and share what you're feeling with that family member or friend whom you can trust. We try to put on this facade of bravery and bottle up the emotions, and this is not helpful. And it cuts off the support that we can get from others, which is so helpful in the healing process. Acknowledge the painful emotions, grieve the consequences, the losses, and the impact. Be okay to experience the pain, the hurt, the anger, fear, grief that is part of this setback event and part of this process. And know that you're not the only human being who's experiencing this. It's part of our humanity to experience setbacks and to overcome them. This is what makes us resilient. Now, when there are serious setbacks such as a chronic illness or a loss of a loved one or a loss of a job or business, we experience this emotional roller coaster of the Kubler-Ross grief cycle. So if you're interested in knowing more about this, just Google it and check it out. You'll understand that denial, anger, sadness, confusion, these are all part of this experience of grief, and you're not alone in what you're going through. Unfortunately, there's no shortcut to avoid the pain of loss and the hurt. So don't try to fix it by avoiding it or finding unhelpful mechanisms such as binge eating or drinking or substance abuse. It can take weeks or perhaps months and at times even years to heal. So I've already spoken about the importance of asking for help. Here's another aspect of developing resilience for yourself. Reach out. Support someone else or others who need your support. Develop a new circle who may be experiencing something similar and look at ways you can support someone else in need. Sometimes the best way for our own healing is when we are able to support others who are also hurting. Another excellent option is to work with a coach or a counselor who can support you through this cycle and be with you. If you don't have a coach or counselor, reach out to a trusted friend or advisor or mentor. Be fine to grieve the loss or losses that the setback has created. Don't fight the grief cycle. It's a natural part of the healing process. Another truth to keep in mind is that healing and recovery and bouncing back takes time. So be okay to give it this time. Don't expect an overnight fix or magic to take the pain away. It will take time and effort and perhaps lots of it to recover from the setback. It could be a few weeks or months or even a couple of years. Give it the time that it needs. And as you commit to this, as you accept this, commit to baby steps to start the recovery or comeback. You do have a choice to make a comeback and bounce back and not stay stuck. So focus on taking baby steps, one step, the easiest and simplest step. And just do this as consistently as you can, knowing that some days you just want to vegetate and mourn and feel low and feel sorry for yourself and curse your luck, and that's okay. Give yourself 24 hours and then get back up and one baby step forward at a time. Reframe how you look at this setback. Look at it as a learning opportunity or perhaps a crucible test or perhaps as a fresh canvas. A really critical healing factor is to find your source of spiritual strength to support you through this. Focus on your faith and spiritual practices. This might include prayer, going to a place of worship, reading your book of faith or spiritual literature, meditation, yoga, mindfulness practices, and so on. Drawing on the strength that comes from a higher power or purpose can be energizing and healing. It can also put the current situation in a broader perspective. Focus on gratitude for what you have in the present. Focus on gratitude in the present moment and use this energy to help you take the next step forward. Gratitude gives you the space and energy to accept that some things can never be recovered or restored and that it's okay because you're grateful for what you now have in the moment. Another thing that's helpful is get out. Change your physical step out for a walk, go to the park, take a holiday, take a break. It doesn't matter whether you feel like it at first, just force yourself to do it, knowing that your body and mind will use that time and that space and that different geography for healing and recovery. Perhaps the most difficult part of coping with serious setbacks is knowing and accepting the loss that is part of it. It could be time or money, a loved one, health, and so on. Accepting this loss and learning to remake life despite this loss is part of what resilience is. Many times the pain and hurt never goes away. Perhaps the quality of it just changes from being a very sharp pain to being just a mellow one, a mellow memory, a distant memory. I trust that our conversation will inspire you and encourage you to go through whatever you might be struggling with. And if you're still feeling alone, please reach out to your coach or counselor and work with him or her. It's not worth going through this alone. Good luck.
And that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Please connect with us on coachtoolbox@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to follow, subscribe, and review this channel. Details of our ICF-approved coach training programs and our services as executive coaches and coaching supervisors are on www.globalcoachtrust.org. See you in our next session.